Okay. So, hi everybody. Where should I stand? I don't want to block the. Yeah. Okay. My name is Eniola. I'm a product designer. I work career-wise. Does everybody know career-wise? Yeah. So I'd like to get to know everybody, if you don't mind. What'd you say? Oh, hi. Hi. What'd you say? Okay. Okay. All right. Tanchu. Oh, Tans. Oh, oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Hi, Dan. Are you the only female here? Woman here? I'm not say female. Okay. Great. What did you say? So I said female at first, and I said woman. It's fine. I corrected myself because female is wrong. So sorry. Is he here? Oh, okay. Hi. Hi. What did you say? I mean, yes. Okay, great. And to everybody that is on the call, hi everybody. My name is Eniola. Anyway, so I'm supposed to do a brief introduction of myself, how I got here, and all of that. So I was here 2 years ago. Yes. It didn't used to be here. It used to be at Yaba. So I did the normal 3 months thing and got a job, and all of that. And now I'm here. It's a long story that I feel like it's very boring. But yeah, anyway, I joined the SGA, got a job with Twitter, changed jobs to Tuteria, then Kawi Wise. Yes, yes. So today we are going. Sorry, is that enough introduction? Do you want to know more? What? Oh, quantity survey. Why? Um, okay, so during my NYC year, I was posted to one of these government places, and it was quite boring. I didn't know what to do. So at first, I was doing free code camp. I was coding. It was boring. I, it got boring very very fast. So I was looking for what else to do. That was close to the end of my NYC year actually. Then I moved back to Lagos, and I got a mail. I remember that day. I was like I was going to unsubscribe from these people because they're always sending me dead mails that I don't like. So so I got a mail that I should join their year again. I was like, what's this? Let me just do because I don't have job and I'm not doing anything. So I did that, and we asked the test and all of that. You know how you know this thing now. I was told come for an interview. So I didn't interview and I had to pay money. I was like, I thought if I go to teach us for free now. Uh, I didn't want to because I thought the money was too much. But yeah, I was convinced that it was going to be worth it. And yeah, so that's why, because I knew that quantity survey was not going to give me money and I need money. That's why I made the switch. No, nothing. Well, I will know here because of money. Okay. So, we are all passionate about building products, trust me. Sorry, what did you during the training, like right here? So our own was it was quite fun. Actually, it was really, really good. We had really good tutors. Well, it was very, very what's the word? It was stressful. Yes, because they just give some deadlines and be like, can I do this thing? And the fact that it's something that you don't know, you've never done before. It was very new. Like even with what you are being taught in classes, like it's not enough. You have to go back and like talk to people, meet people, and have people like check your work because you can finish doing something in your mind like I finished work. and you read it fast, like, what's this? So like you need to constantly like be checking that you actually know what you're doing. But like it was a really, really good experience. Stressful, but it was worth it. Yeah. So any other questions before I go into what I want to talk about? You're good? Okay, so we're going to talk about we're going to talk about prototypes. I'm sure that we all know what prototypes is. I don't know why I was in the topic. Anyway, we're going to talk about prototypes. Does anybody like what is prototype to you? Because we always say prototype, prototype. Everybody says prototype. What's a prototype? Like, what do you think a prototype is? And should I randomly pick or someone's going to talk? If I randomly pick, I feel like a teacher and I'm not. Okay, you, because she's been looking at me since. So. Okay, yeah, that works. Anybody else? Anybody wants to try? Yeah, that's what I wrote. You copied my work. Anyway, yeah. So I need to control that and this. Sorry, it's moving here, but it's not moving here. Okay, so you see what I said. In simple English, a prototype is the simulation of the real product. A prototype is basically anything that you can either demo or test, show to your clients, product owners, to see what your final product is going to look like. Sometimes it doesn't have to be what the final product is going to look like, because there's the low fidelity and the high fidelity. And trust me, sometimes low fidelity looks nothing like what the final product is going to be. But basically, it's just like having something to show whoever it is that you're working for, that, oh, this is what this is going to look like, how it's going to work, and that. And so prototyping allows designers to test their designs and see them in action. And it also allows you to gather feedback from users while you're still planning and designing product. So let me tell you something. In Nigeria, design tech in Nigeria, we don't do all of this. We just look for developer. I want to build one product. They'll do. They'll develop. When you now push it to the market, that's that this is happening. You have to pull it back. If you prototype from the beginning, like do all your testing and gathering feedback, all the like you have problems, of course, like you can't solve every user's needs, but like if you actually prototype early enough and use your feedback to work on your feedback, you will not have like a lot of problems that a lot of products are facing, like we face. But in Nigeria, I feel like we feel like it's a waste of time, that you don't need to do prototypes. When you tell your boss that you want to do prototype, they'll tell you no. I want to see what the final product is going to look like, because they think that it is not important, but actually it's actually super important for you to have, because you can. So one thing with us designers, I feel like we always think that we are the ones that are going to use the product. We think we're the users. Like, I'm putting myself in user's shoes. It's a lie. You are thinking of yourself. You are not putting yourself in any user's shoes. You are thinking of how you are going to use it, which is actually wrong. You should think about them, not you, because you're not the final user of the product. So we like make assumptions that this is how this is going to work. This is how. Sometimes we might be right, but other times we are usually not right. So we push out products that people find difficulty using. I'm sure we have like examples of products that we have difficulty using. Anybody, any example? So all the apps that you have on your phones, they're great. They work perfectly. So which one? off the top of my head, I think Snapchat. So, so I think that Snapchat, I think that exactly. I think that it is not, I mean, filters. So I think that like all of these, some of these like issues, like I said, you can't solve every problem. I'm very sure that some people find Snapchat very, very easy to use. But I think majority of people actually have issues with it, because I've heard a lot of people complain about how they didn't know that they were supposed to click on it. I remember before I found out how to use the filters, it took a very, very long time. I didn't know that you had to press the button and hold before you, I thought it was just going to, when you put your face, it was just going to show. That's what I thought. Anyway, so that's an example of a product that I think that they've not worked on the feedback that they've gotten from their users, or they've gotten it and they just think that, or they just don't give a shit about you people anyway. I don't know. So yes, so we prototype for all of this. Um, this. I have to come back here to change again. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So next is, why do we prototype? So primary goal of building a prototype is to test designs before creating real products, because a product success is directly related to whether you test it or not. So last year we designed at my office, we redesigned our web dashboard. We have an app and we have a platform on the web. So we redesigned it, and after, of course, like we had feedback from people. That's why we had to redesign in the first place. So after we designed and before we launched, we had people, because usually we do like in-house testing. But then if you do in-house testing, is usually biased, because it's your people. They will not like really say this is what is wrong. To them, it's fine, it's amazing and stuff. So we had other people from outside coming to test what we did, and the feedback was very interesting. And that's the thing, users are very, very weird. That's why you should not take everything they say. Like, work on the feedback that they give you, but at the same time, what's that word? Exactly, filter it, because they usually say that users don't know what they want. It's the truth. So if you are testing anything, you like give them like certain actions to perform. And people were telling us that it's too white, it's too blue. And I was like, that's not what we asked. I'm asking you to like perform this action. How long does it take you to do it? Do you have like difficulties doing it and all of that? That's what I want to know. That's why we are testing it. It's a prototype. It's not like, no, it's too white, it's too blue. I was like, our colors is blue. Can't is blue. What else you want to see? Like, we had the weirdest feedback and all. But anyway, what I got, so the I got like, there were actually more important feedback that we worked on and we used to improve the product. But those are the very weird ones. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that like you need to, like, you can't just build something and push it out and expect that people will be fine with whatever it is that you push out, because you never know the issues that people are going to have when they are using it. So you need to have initially like have something that you want to test with people before pushing out anything. So second line says, regardless of whether you have researched or whether blah, 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 sorry, testing is still very crucial for your success. So like the whole idea of building prototypes is actually just based on testing. You need to test, because you can't finish testing. I feel like even like, so looking at, let's say you're building a product for like 1,000 people, they're like, that's like different personalities, different people. They are testing with how many, let's say 10 people. That's a very small sample size. That's a very small sample size of people that are using your product. I feel like you can't get like enough feedback from that, but still, that still like is better than not doing anything. It will still put you on the right track that this is what I need to improve on, and that. So anyway, we can and she'll use prototyping as a part of various stages of design thinking. Anyway, you can use prototype as an ideation method that allows you as well as users to explore alternatives solutions. So what this means is at the beginning of your project, when you're giving a brief from the beginning, I believe that we don't just go straight to Figma to start drawing, to start exactly. We do wireframes or sketches, and we try to see how, from here, if I click on this to this. And I believe that this is like a common practice. All the things that we do, they're all assumptions. We say, okay, from this, I believe that user will click on this to go to this. That's your own assumption. That's what you think. That's how you think that they're going to use it, but it might be different. So when you do your sketches or your wireframe, it makes sense. Even if it's just one of your friends, just give it to them to see how they can, if they can use it well. Like if it's just one person, just make sure that someone other than you is actually like checking what you're doing. If not, you just in your mind you think that you're doing something, but yeah, you try just on your own. Anyway, so next screen is, I don't know if this will thanks. So other reasons for why we prototype, to ensure that the design, whatever we design, works as intended. What at the end of the day comes out as another thing. So we need to prototype our work to and test it with real users to make sure that they can use whatever it is that we do for them and gather feedback from them and use it to iterate and rebuild if we have to. Determining people are able to use the product. I'm trying to, is there any app that you downloaded that first glance you're not able to use it? What do you say? Twitter. Yes. I feel like that is because you don't know what to say. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, till now, I think that's why a lot of people prefer to use Facebook. Uh, oh, this labeling icon. I feel like all these beacons, we just need to do what they like. Like they don't care about you people. People can go and die. I don't go to label icons. They don't care about you guys. So that labeling icon thing is one kind. I was like, you seeing the argument on Twitter, like people will be fine really. So because men, people are weird. You see house clearly. What does that tell you? Home, the kind of things that you hear, because the kind of things I've seen from feedback, you know that people are very, very weird. So really, that is, yeah, but Twitter is actually very hard to use. I think that the UX can be better. I don't know what they are doing. They're just reading things that we didn't ask them. So I don't know. So anyway, really, Pinterest is one of my favorite apps. It's so cool. You just keep going down, checking things. Ah. So that's the thing with feedback and like different products with different people. I didn't have issues with Pinterest because I thought like the process was smooth, but you had issues. So I don't know. You can't like one design doesn't fit everybody. You can't please everybody. This design might work perfectly for this this person and for the other people and show one part to these people and that part to these people. Anyone that does well, they pick it over the other one. But I think for some products you can't do it, just push it, use it like that. That's it. So not only do prototypes allow us test the feasibility and usability of our designs before we begin writing code, it also leads to unexpected discoveries and innovations that may or may not take our project beyond its initial scope. Okay, so for example, when you are doing your testing and you realize that, because the thing with users is they'll always like have ideas, what you can do, what, even if it's the silliest things, they have something to say, trust me, how you can make this better, as if they're the designer. How you can make this better. But I'm not saying that what they're saying is stupid, trust me, they have like really, really amazing things to say sometimes. Like listening to them and getting their feedback can actually help you in making a better product. So in essence, we should listen to our users, not all the time. Because I've seen things really. I'm just going to this one types of prototype, low fidelity and high fidelity. I'm sure that we all know that. So low fidelity prototyping. I feel like this is my favorite because it's very easy. It shows what you want at the beginning. Like we can all sketch, everybody can sketch. You can quickly do wireframes on Figma. That's not going to take time. Like, because for example, if someone tells you that if someone tells you to, what is something that you can quickly design? Yeah, sign up page. You can quickly sketch out how it's going to look without, and like present it to whoever it is you want to present to. Oh, this goes here. You put your email address here. You put your name here, and all of that. Like it's the quickest way to show or present your ideas, but whatever it is that you want to do is the quickest way to do that. And like I feel like it's the best way to test, but I think that it's more tedious when you're testing with low fidelity prototypes. Anyway, so the first and most important role of low-fi prototype is check and test functionality rather than the visual appearance of the product. So because they are used, because the whole purpose of it being lo-fi is because like there's nothing, there are no colors, there's nothing, it's just sketches, boxes, circles. Sometimes there are usually no text, especially if you're using paper, it's usually no text. You just use those lines to communicate text. But sometimes if it's like clickable wireframes, you have to put text. If you want to communicate a particular thing, you have to put text. So they can. Yeah. Yes. So wireframe, when you don't link wireframe, what I'm going to say. So how do I do this? This picture. I don't know how to sketch, but yeah. So whatever this is, this, if you want to show anybody, it's a wireframe. Then if I have something else, and let's say I link it together, I'm telling you that when you click on this system, it goes here, it becomes a prototype. But like it's standing on its own, it's a wireframe. You're not linking it to anything. You're not, how do I say it? You're not using to present anything. Like you're not saying that this is what it is going to do. Yes, you're not saying that this is what it's going to do. So basically, your wireframes, when you are using to present something, when you're trying to show that these are the actions you can take, it's a prototype. So is that clear? Okay, great. Okay, so low fidelity allows for early testing, because when you do this at the beginning of the project, when you start to when you have like an idea and you start sketching out and doing all of that at the beginning of the project and you start to test, it makes sense to have feedback from people at that point, not when you have finished your product entirely. That's when you now start testing. You should start testing from the beginning of your project, so you can get feedback as fast as possible and work on those feedback and use to improve whatever it is that you are doing. Because I can imagine if you are testing at the end of the project and users are now saying one thing, you have to go back to the beginning, probably like change the whole flow of everything. That's like big work that I'm sure that nobody wants to do. And so one of the forms of low fidelity prototyping is, sorry, I'm trying to get to, okay. One of the forms of low fidelity prototyping is paper prototyping. Paper prototyping allows you to prototype a digital product interface without using digital software. That's what I talked about, like using paper and your biro. I'm not sure that, wait, is that the first thing we all do anytime we have something to work on? Or is it just me? Paper, like sketching. I feel like it gives you an idea, like it's faster than going to Figma, because anytime I open Figma without sketching, I got to looking. I don't know what I want to do. To be honest, like I can be staring at my laptop for, I literally don't know what to do. Like, so I would usually just, even if I don't sketch, I'll just like write out the user flow. Sometimes user flow helps me put like things in perspective, but just going, you just see the brief, bam, you just run to Figma, into one mad thing. Yeah, clearly on your own. So yeah, so the technique is based on creating hand drawings of different screens that represent user interfaces of a product. While this is relatively simple, it can be useful when a product team needs to explore different ideas and refine designs quickly. It's in the abroad they used to do all these things. Not in Nigeria. You will not see anybody doing paper prototyping in Nigeria because you are wasting their time and their resources. Why do they do? Wait, shit outside the country? No, they do it abroad because they know that's why they have super products. That's the reason. That's the whole reason why they have way better products than we do. A lot of us here, we're just winging things. Like, fine, we test, but it's not as intense as these people test. Check big companies like Google, Uber. They have like teams dedicated to, in Nigeria, if you're a UX person, UX designer, you're the UX writer, researcher, everything under UX, you that are going to do it on top of that small salary I'm paying you. But like, okay, so, but they have like teams for all of these things. So they don't just wake up one morning and say that, oh, we want to add this feature, people should quickly go and start designing and stuff. They would have done their research, start when they have collected feedback from their research, start, like the first thing they actually do is actually this lo-fi prototypes before going to designing with whatever tool it is that they use. But here we think that it's a waste of time, and that's because design is so relatively new in Nigeria. I feel like the time when we see that most of what we have, like most of the products that we have, can't really compete with these people, will start doing better. It ranges anything from one. And that one is a design team. If I'm the only designer in the company, I'm a design team. Me myself like this, I'm a design team. So we are two. Yeah. Yeah. No, so design. We are two designers, but we are two designers. We have a product person, product manager slash user research person. So yeah. No, I didn't start with them. I joined last year. Yeah. Any other question before I continue? All right. Okay. So the next screen is just showing pictures of um, how low-fi prototypes look like. So companies there, like they actually go all out. I did a course on Udemy a while ago on prototyping. No, it wasn't prototyping. I can't remember the name of the course. It was something usability. I think it was usability testing, and there was this whole session for prototyping. Like these people actually take this thing serious, especially the early stages of prototyping, paper prototyping. They put work. You see them making cutouts. So there's an app called Pop app. So when you do when you sketch, you can take pictures of it. So you know how you can link paper prototypes. So with that app, you can take pictures of each of your sketches and actually manually link so that somebody can come and test. Yes. So like these people actually, they do, like they go all out for, they don't just do this, not this nonsense that I did on the board. They'll use scissors, eraser, like markers to show like all the different things that they want to show. They don't just do one getaway testing, like they actually really put in work to actually do something good. And there's a website, I can't remember the name of the website. It lets you download all of these phone cutouts. No, no, it's not that one. I can't remember. It shall let you print all of these things. Yes. So you can print it and use it for your to draw. Instead of drawing this, it just lets you just download this so you can draw on it, and you can now cut it out to test. I wish I could find video of like a testing session using paper prototype. So there's always somebody that, because you don't know how it works, because it's not this thing, there's somebody that is there that guides you. For example, you wonder that how are they going to imitate, how are they going to do scrolling. You want to be able to scroll with paper prototypes, you think it's not possible. Actually, what they do is you have this type of phone, this thing, how you have a longer screen, then you have somebody pulling it to imitate scrolling. So there's like, I feel like there's really nothing you can, if you want to show that somebody picked, made a selection, they use colors like sticky notes to show all of those things. Like there's actually like a defined process to it, but we're in Nigeria and we don't do all of that. Yes. Yes, I hope that one day we'll get there actually, because it's very important. Yes, next one is high fidelity prototypes. So this is the one that we all do here. This is the one that everybody does. With a finished design, you finish. We now link it. This is a prototype. So these ones look and work as similar as possible to the actual product. In my opinion, they are the finished products. It's just that when you now get feedback from your people, you now go and work on it and bring it back. It's the actual thing that you want to do. So teams usually create high fidelity prototypes when they have a solid understanding of what they're going to build, and they need to either test it with real users or get final design approval from stakeholders. See how they said when they have a solid understanding. The solid understanding comes from the feedback that you've gotten before from your previous testing, not the assumptions that you've made in your head. So, but yes, still doesn't apply to Nigeria. High fidelity prototypes are assumed to be much more effective in collecting true human performance data. So this thing is in two ways. I read something that they said that when you are testing with low prototypes, low fidelity prototypes, that users want to give genuine feedback because they think that the product is not done. So they will want to give you actual genuine feedback, other that this thing is crap, it's not going to work. Like, because I mean, you are testing with papers, but like when you see something digital, you think, oh, this product is probably done, and they might not want to yeah, they would be like that. They don't want to really say. But then there's now another this thing that said that people actually give. I don't know the one that is true really, but I know that with high fidelity prototypes, you can actually get feedback that you'll be able to use. For example, when you have like high fidelity prototype, you can ask users questions like how long does it take them to complete an action. You can ask them questions like how does it look, how does it look, how does it work? You don't understand how it works. For low fidelity, you might not be able to because like the thing is not really in its final form yet. But with this, you can get all of those like critical feedback that you need to work on. And also because yes, so in high fidelity prototypes, they usually have like so the content you actually want to use, you should have it on your high fidelity products. You should not be lorem ipsum when you're testing. In short, for low fidelity, there's usually no content mostly. Sometimes there's content and sometimes there's content. But for high fidelity, it should definitely not be lorem ipsum. Because how do you know what the user is? How does the user know what they are going to do? So it should contain the original content going to use to be used in final design. Yeah. So high fidelity prototypes often look like real products to users. So yeah, so this means that they will behave more naturally as if they are using the product. Yes. So yeah, so it depends. You know, there's like the paper prototyping and there's clickable wireframes. So for paper prototyping, I don't. So again, it depends on like the action that you want to show. There's some actions that might not require you to show content, and some that will require you to show content. So it really depends on what. But and so for clickable for wireframes, I think that's the one that we do on Figma. I think that it makes sense for you to put at least some level of content, maybe not like fully formed content, but like something to show that this is what you should do and all of that. Yeah. So um so the thing with high fidelity prototypes is that they're usually more expensive and time consuming. Because imagine if you get an idea, you go with it, you're building it, you didn't test from the beginning to the end, then that's when you now decide to go and test. You now have issues with it. You've already spent money, you paid designers, probably even paid developers. Some people they don't need to do, they would have coded it safe before they now ask for my just want someone to come and test. It's only one person by the way that they call to come and test. You now come and test, and then they will now realize that the product is not usable. What do you do at that point? Nigerians will still push it to the market. That's why we have all these dirty apps. Anyway, so they usually come in two forms: digital prototypes and coded prototypes. Digital prototypes are the ones that we use all of these are tools to make Figma, Sketch, whatever it is that you use to design. I believe all of these tools can be prototypes. Yes, yes. Figma, Sketch, InVision, Adobe XD, and all of that. And coded prototypes. So this one, some people, so they code like certain parts of, for example, mm, if I want to prototype the sign up process, sign up to like setup process. You know, there's some apps that after you create your account, you have to like set up your account. So if I want to show that, I want to test that. Some people like just code those parts and like do that and like present it to people. So it's going to look like so you can like impute whatever it is, yeah, and get feedback. And so some people do that. Um, I don't know how people that are online. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I wanted to show something. Yeah, so I can't share my screen with. I'm sharing my screen with my phone, and I want to open Figma and what do you see? Yeah, so that's what I'm doing, but I'm trying to open Figma and that's exactly. I don't know why it's showing like this, to be honest. I don't know what to do. It's not any better thing. I wanted to show I don't know why it's showing halfway like this. Do you people know how to work this thing? It's supposed to show like full screen and not zoomed out. Yeah, this one, Figma.
Just pick my
What do you say? No, so everything on my laptop. Yeah, so everything on my laptop is zoomed out. Immediately I connected to this thing. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the problem is. It doesn't do like this when I connect at all. Yeah.
Oh, I thought the HDMI problem back.
See.
Okay, okay. No, you know what? Just can you restart your just restart your but
Let's
you have
see.
to start it with the HDMI connector. It happens to PlayStations.
Oh, I see. So I need to start
Yes, like shut down first.
shut down, not to
Yeah,
start.
yeah, shut down.
Okay.
Yeah, it happens to PlayStation.
Anyway, what I wanted to show maybe was a prototype I did to show a user taking an action from to transfer money from your Carry stash to I think bank accounts. Yeah, that's what I just wanted to show you. Have you done like have you like prototyped before using, what tools do you use? Which one do you think is better actually? What? Blasphemy. With the amazing things that Figma is doing in people's life. Oh my God. If you say exit printer is awesome, what about this thing, Envision? Have you seen the mad things that people do with Envision? Exactly. I feel like X is just well, but yeah, but but yes, my own is different. Because I tried to use it one time. Oh, I tried to use it one time. I don't know. I was not just happy. I was trying to use it. I was like, what's this? It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't just do it for me. I used to use Sketch before. I used to use Sketch before. Sketch was just there at one point. Yeah, I used for yes, actually, exactly. I started out using Sketch. Then what do you say? Tyler Umber you. That one is a Sketch fanboy. Tyler is a Sketch fanboy. He's going to buy the Sketch actually. And it knows like what Figma can do. It knows, but it's not going to move. This like Windows, I mean Samsung and iPhone fight. I'm just tired of it at this point. Yes, like Figma people were fighting for supremacy because we know the amazing things we can do with Figma. So, so okay, what is your verdict? They'll tell you that hmm, iPhone is rubbish. That 2020 and we still can't pick a call and still be doing other things. All those dirty things that they used to say. They're on their own, really. You know how your this thing fills the whole screen. No, you know how when a call comes in, your it fills the whole screen and you can't do anything until you pick. On Android phones, it's just the upper part. So we don't see it as a problem. Like we are fine with it. And so they usually so to be honest, I like a few weeks back I used the S10 for a while. It's actually a very sweet phone, but I'll never say it out loud. I will never say it out loud. Like that phone is actually really good. The camera, like it has some things that are not on iPhone. Like I was like, how did they think of this? For example, the camera, because it's really big, the camera notch moves, so your hand can touch it anywhere. And instead of even doing that, you can make like gestures to take a picture. iPhone never. Instead, they'll just be giving you 3 cameras, 4 cameras. But we'll buy it. Yeah, we'll buy it. Anyway, so I don't know what's happening. I think I'm going to end my this here. To be honest, so like that's basically it anyway. That's the last apart from that, the last slide was just to show the remaining like all the tools you can use to so I have here Figma, Envision, UX Paint, Balsamic, Sketch, Adobe XD, and old paper and pen. So thank you for listening to my talk. That's all. So any questions before?